All right.
Hello.
Hey, we outside on a Tuesday, huh?
Yes.
Taco Tuesday, huh?
Duh.
You like tacos?
Yes.
Oh my
With
God.
margaritas. Yes.
Margaritas on a Tuesday, can't go wrong with that.
Yes.
All right. What's happening, guys? My name is Equan. A lot of people know me as Qua. And I'm here as a special guest host
Yes.
on Living Like Lanie.
Yes.
She is the executive producer, your main host. And we're here today to interview her.
Yes.
This is her show, so we're here to talk about her.
Yes. So today, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about me. I realized I didn't have an introduction, just saying who I am, where I've been in life, where I'm coming from, and what I have to offer. So today, we'll dive deep into getting to know me, and I want you guys to just live like Lanie. So that's why I'm here. I appreciate you for coming to be the host
100%.
today. Last minute, guys. He pulled up. Last minute, guys. I can't
Last
believe
minute.
it.
You know, I had to come through, man. Big shout out to Sandy, man. Good friend of mine.
Shout out to Sandy. I
Sandy,
appreciate
you the one, man. You the one.
I appreciate you deeply because
100%.
I was stressed. So
100%.
thank you again for coming. It means a lot.
Oh, man, I'm glad to be here. I got to give thanks to God for everything he's done for me.
Most def.
And, we're here today on Taco
sir.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
So how you doing today?
I'm okay. Just chilling. I don't know. I had better days, but today I'm okay.
You had better
I'm
days?
okay, yes. But I'm okay, God woke me up today, so I am grateful just to be here, but I'm all right. How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm doing all right, man. I had a rough day, man.
No.
Caught a couple tickets this morning.
Really?
But it wasn't, all crazy. Listen, man, it happens. But
Yeah.
I was starting my morning, but my day got better. I
Good.
got the chance to go into the studio today and work on some things today. But today's about you, so
Okay. Yep.
let's live life like Lanie.
Let's live life like
Lanie. Hey, there we go. So Miss Lanie,
Yes.
that's how you say it correctly, right?
Yes.
Because at first I couldn't pronounce it. I was like, I'm going to say her name wrong.
No,
on
it's
her own
okay.
TV show,
It's
her
okay.
own
Honestly,
podcast.
my whole life, people just been calling me Lanie. I've been going with it like, okay, but you're good. Lanie, yes. Whatever you want to call me.
Does your family or do your friends have a nickname for you?
So my family, not really. My friends, they all call me Lay.
Lay?
My friend, he be trying to throw in the lane. I'm like, ew, no. Like,
Nah, that sounds like too plain.
Lane, ew, no.
It's plain, right?
A lot of people call me Lay. So.
Lay.
Or I be calling myself Leonce. So here and there they'll call me that to be funny. But that's what I call myself.
Leonce is because...
Beyonce.
Oh my God,
It's my
Queen
sister.
Bees. The Queen Bees.
It's my sister, So.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why so I guess Lay, whatever. But,
I'm cool with that. Miss Lay.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to stick with Lay for the night. What you
okay.
think?
Yes.
All right,
I like it.
Hey.
I
Miss
like
Lay,
it.
so where you from?
I am from Paterson, New Jersey. Born and raised.
Silk City.
Born and raised right there in St. Joe's Hospital in Paterson, and I've been there my whole life. I want to move away one day, but as for right now, I'm still there. So.
Right. So you grew up in Paterson. I grew up in Passaic, New Jersey, but
Okay.
I was born in Passaic, New Jersey.
They're kind
But,
of similar, no?
100% kind of similar in different ways, different environment, different
Yeah.
people, different culture, a little bit in a sense.
Yeah.
For me, I grew up in Paterson myself.
Okay.
What was it like for you growing up in Paterson?
Well, when I grew up, my mom was very strict, to the point where I couldn't really do anything.
Are we talking
So-
in a religious saying or just very strict, as far as rules and...
Maybe both, because I feel like she was fake religious in a way, but...
So you're trying to say she had that fake Holy Ghost sometimes?
Okay. So I definitely feel like growing up in Paterson, I grew up right there off of River Street.
Right.
And I really didn't really be outside in Paterson like that.
Right.
Mostly, I went to a Christian school in Paterson, right on Broadway, and I really wasn't outside as much. She didn't let me do anything. She really didn't let me go outside. And I guess, the area that we've lived in for my whole life, it was kind of bad. You go down a Rosa Parks Boulevard. It was a lot she did, I guess, wanted me to be exposed to in a way.
Right.
So,
she wanted to kind of keep you out the way, keep you safe, and obviously put you on the right path. And
definitely.
focus more.
I wish I was exposed more to certain things though, in Paterson, because I didn't realize so many things were happening. Just with people, the crime rate is crazy out there, and I didn't know anything because she had me in this box. But that's basically how it was for me growing up. I was very, what's the word? I don't know.
It's there. I see it's there.
I was just in a box, in a house. I feel like I really didn't go outside in Paterson. So, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a bad place to grow up in, you know.
Right,
but
right.
I don't know.
So
But,
in the box.
well, that's how it was.
She was
for
in the
my
box.
Life, yeah, I was just in a box.
In a box.
My whole life. So I'm out here now. But yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, did you feel confined in that box? Did you feel like you were?
I don't know. I feel like maybe some days I was going crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I feel like I was.
Right. But
I don't know.
I think that your mom did the best thing, obviously,
Yeah.
because the best thing to do is obviously stay out the way. During the times about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, Patterson was beyond wild.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you hope that the community obviously gets better, and you know we
Yeah.
actually see more improvement
Definitely.
with community policing. But the best part about it is that your mother raised a queen.
Thank you.
And obviously, look where you at today, and look at
Yes.
living like Lanie.
Living like Lanie. I'm here
living
with
like
it.
Lay.
So I guess it was for the better.
Right.
Shout out to her. It was.
Shout out to Mom Dukes, man. Shout out to
Yes.
Mom Dukes.
Yes.
Now, what's your nationality? Oh,
Huh? Shout out to Mom.
oh, shout out to Mom Dukes. Okay. Get right to it. Claps. Yeah. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Now, where are you from, as far as
Like,
nationality-wise?
So it's crazy. Matter of fact, I always like to ask people whenever they ask me, like, what do you think I am?
If I had to be
I
honest, give or take, I was gonna say Spanish.
Okay.
You know, obviously
Yeah.
Latino. But then I went to, maybe I could be wrong, and I was thinking maybe black and white.
Okay.
But
Alright.
who knows?
Yeah. I am black and Japanese.
Right.
My mom is black, my dad's Japanese, but he looks Hispanic, and so do my siblings. So it's very like weird how like those two came together and made children, and we all look Hispanic. Like it's very crazy, but yeah, I'm black and Japanese. I'm foreign, y'all.
Wow,
I'm
that's definitely different. 100%.
different. So that's what I am. I don't
100%.
know, but yeah,
Now,
that's what I am.
being that you're black and Japanese, I mean, I'm into sushi. I'm into sushi. I love
Okay.
my.
Yeah.
Have you really dig deep into your culture as far as being Japanese, like that part of that side?
No, because I feel like my grandma is weird because I feel like most of the time like women will teach like their children their culture.
Right.
And I feel like my grandma just didn't care, I
Right.
guess, in a way. So, you know, I grew up, I would say my mom definitely like influenced my life. Like I grew up with a black mom. I feel like I didn't even know about being Japanese or anything. Like we didn't do anything that really associated with that. Like
Right.
I feel like I don't know anything. Like my grandma, I guess she didn't care, and I'd be asking her. She'd be like, "Oh no, they didn't want to." Like my father and my uncle, she always says like they didn't want to learn. But I'm like, why didn't you force it? Like, cause I wish like I was bilingual. Like I know Spanish because of classes, but I
100%.
barely know Spanish. But
Yeah, and I took Spanish classes in high school and middle school, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Here I am, 10 years later, and I don't even know. I barely remember half the stuff that I learned in high school from Spanish class.
No, literally, what is your like? Where do you come from? Where are you?
I'm black, Puerto Rican, and white.
Oh, okay.
But I have gone that I am Dominican.
Yeah.
But
okay.
once again, I did take a little bit of Spanish in high school and middle school, and it was very hard for me to kind of speak a second language.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of obviously been around a lot of people who are Spanish.
Yeah,
picked up on that
definitely.
culture and picked up on how they they talk and everything like that. And that's how I learned how to say some words in Spanish.
Okay.
Obviously the good ones and the bad ones. Obviously the good ones and the bad ones.
No, definitely. Okay. All
Right. One more question on that, because I'm curious to know.
No, go ahead.
Can you say anything in Japanese? Can your audience hear anything in Japanese?
Let me see. I just know whenever my grandma eats and something is good, she'll be like, "Oshi, oshi," or something like that.
Oshi?
Yeah, I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "Oh, it's good." I'm like, "Okay." And I know like. In Japanese, black people, it's called kokjin because she always says that. Like,
Kokjin.
yes, kokjin. It's very
Coke Gene.
yes. And I recently, not recently, but a couple years ago, I found out that that's what that was because she would always like say it, like whatever. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, okay, black people, got it. Okay, but that's literally all I fucking know. She didn't teach us nothing.
Coke Gene.
Nothing. But shout out to her, my grandma, Miko. That's her name.
Shout out to Grandma.
Miko.
Can we get a round of applause for Grandma?
Grandma. Miko.
Shout out to Grandma.
Well, she taught me something, Miko, but it's okay.
Oshi.
Okay. It's like very weird. to say, but yeah.
Right. So now that we kind of understand where your background's from, as you progressed and went on to become an adult and obviously be more independent, I'm assuming, what was your goal in life?
Okay.
During the time that you know, you grew up and you were in this box that you described that was somewhat like confined, but throughout that whole time, what made you stronger? What gave you that passion? How did you get to where you are today? Like that goal that you said, you know what, when I get out of this box, this is where I want to be. Because this box is not where I want to be.
No, literally.
But,
I feel like since I was such in a box, I feel like when I was younger, I was very shy. Like right now, I'm kind of shy, but when I was younger, I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't want nobody to talk to me. So I
she
feel
don't
like...
even seem shy to me.
Really?
Because to be honest with you, I know a lot of people who would not want to be in front of this camera right now. They'd be like, no way. Like
Really?
me?
No, yeah. So I feel like, I don't know, I just always knew in my mind that I wanted more. Like I wanted to either act or like model. So I feel like once I was able to get out of her house. So like when I graduated college, I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna go. And that's what I did. I wanted to explore more. So I guess my goal, I wanted to just try things out. You know, instead of like my mom just telling me like, oh no, you're not supposed to do this. This is bad. Like, you know, I wanted to experience that for myself.
Yeah, experience the world. You actually want to be out there and see.
So I feel like that's what pretty much like motivated me, and just I don't know. I kept telling myself like, there's more to life than just being in this house. Like I would go hang out with friends and stuff, but she was just always on me, very strict. Like, but yeah, I guess that was my goal. Just to,
you ain't never have to sneak out, right?
Not sneak out, maybe
you're not hearing this right now, but
sneak out, maybe no, but maybe lying about where I went, yes. Definitely.
See, that works too, but the sneaking out thing,
yeah.
You didn't hear this. This is
yeah,
she's definitely not telling us right now. This is a secret.
No, yeah. Yeah, definitely lying about where I went.
Right.
Just saying I was with different friends or like whatever.
Right.
She was very strict.
So now you mentioned that modeling was something that you wanted to do.
Yes.
And you also said that you go to school.
Yeah.
I did see that you went to Willie P.
Yes.
Shout out to William Patterson University. That was one of my schools. Pioneers. Can we get a round of applause for Willie P? Hey, shout out to Willie P. Pioneers.
They're amazing.
Right. So you explained to me just now that you said that you wanted to do modeling in school.
Yes.
What was your major?
Communications, broadcast journalism. Woo, woo, woo. So
shout out to I'm a communication major too. That's my thing. I think it's most important.
That. You really don't find a lot of people in communication major. Like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, that's your major, okay. Like, and I'm like,
and then you kind of ask them like, so why are you doing communication? And they're just like, well, I'm doing communications for this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you want to do a podcast and when you want to be able to be out there and be able to be outspoken and speak and everything like that, communications is the way to go.
No, yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I realized it's all about like networking. And I feel like I was so shy younger. I did not want to network with people or do anything. Like, but now I have to, like with anything. This career, the modeling career, I was like, okay, I need to speak up. And that's what my brother always tells me, speak up. People are not going to know about you if you don't use your mouth. So that's what I'm trying to do. So
shout out to your brother now.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to our brother. Yes. Okay.
Shout out to him. His voice is just like yours. He knows.
Oh, man.
My brother's voice is just like, it's very deep.
We got similar voices, huh?
No, yeah. And he's trying to get to voiceover.
Right. That's actually a good career to go into.
You know?
It's a good career to go into.
We're trying to dive into different things.
Right. You ever heard that Allstate commercial? Are you in good hands?
Yo, that sounds just like my brother. It's crazy.
That's the one.
But yeah.
So, how has your brother played a role into you pursuing his career, pursuing modeling, and pursuing?
He always says like, I'm your manager, but no, like, no. But I feel like he's played a huge role in just my journalism career, because I feel like when I'm applying to jobs and stuff, what I want to do is be on the news. So a lot of times I have to, when I apply to these jobs, they want a reel. So to those who don't know at home, just basically a video of just my work, me presenting myself in front of the camera, like everything. So that's what I try to do. Like I try to go to events and stuff around Patterson or like anywhere just to interview the people,
network.
Just network, like literally. So I feel like my brother has really pushed me to do that. He constantly reminds me all the time.
Right.
As opposed to modeling, he always tells me like, I need to just relate to people on my Instagram, because he said a lot of times, like, okay, I have a question now. So on my Instagram, if you're going down my page, it's only me. And he told me that it makes it seem like I'm a narcissist and I don't do anything. So I was like, okay. So I started posting the podcast so people could know that I have a personality. Like, this is who I am.
So you're not a narcissist.
Like, I don't know. So what do you feel? Like, also, my brother is 31. So I feel like it's a lot like with different like
the age difference,
I
the
feel like,
gap in between today and during a generation of
yeah.
years.
So how do you feel like if you go on somebody's page and that's all you see? 'Cause
I mean,
again, I'm not a narcissist. I'm so nice. I'm very private.
I mean, I do see that you model.
Okay.
Obviously, that's the path that you chose. Now, when I go on a girl's Instagram and I see that she's just, her. My idea wouldn't be that she's a narcissist. My idea is that she's okay with exposing herself and her lifestyle and what she does. You know, and that's what's important. You know what I mean? You love to, like we said before, you were so confined, you were so shy before that, you know, now that you're older and now that you've grown and matured, you kind of want yourself to be out there in a sense of positivity, showing that love, showing that empowerment as far as being a woman.
Yes.
And that's what's most important.
Okay.
That's what's most important. So I wouldn't say being a narcissist because you post mad pictures of yourself.
You know, that's what
it depends if you posting stuff that's just like, whoa, you know, like, you know, stuff that aren't really, people can really relate, not necessarily relate to, but just some things you'll be like, it's a little narcissist, you know. But I don't think you're a narcissist. I think, you know.
Whew, cool. It's the age gap. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. But yeah, so yes, he has played a huge role in both of my careers. So shout out to my brother. He gonna be real happy I shouted him out. So whatever.
Yeah, I know when he watches this video, he gonna be like, she called me a narcissist on that on the podcast, on live.
It's all love.
It's all love.
But yeah.
It's all love. I don't know about your brother, but it's all love. I know that's right. So what made you want to start modeling and how do you feel about modeling today?
So modeling, I always wanted to do that since I was younger. I feel like when I was younger, my mom really didn't want me to model. My dad did, but she didn't.
That's because your mom wanted you to be confined in that room. You know them books.
No, literally. But I don't know. I started modeling when quarantine started, so maybe like 2020.
Okay.
So I was just out here. I was hitting up every photographer. I was trying to work with everybody, just posting pictures. And then one day, it just took off. Like I try to be very creative in what I do and with my work. So I'm constantly in my room writing down ideas for my next shoot and stuff like that. So I started modeling maybe 2 years ago. I think I'm doing pretty good. Your girl was on the Sephora, so I think I'm doing really good.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely winning.
I'm trying. But my main goal, I'm trying to model for Fenty, so Rihanna, call me.
So be on the lookout for America's Next Top Model, guys.
Okay, I'm trying.
All
and
right.
I also wanted to get into acting because I do look young. I'm 24, if you don't know, but I look young. So I'm damn, I need to get into this and just use what God has given me. I need to use this thing in the right ways. So.
And a lot of people don't understand that God gives everybody some type of talent.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to the engineer.
Yeah.
The man with the brain. You know, the guy that made all this happen for you, for myself, and for everybody else. And that's what's most important, that we all have some type of hidden gift, some type of talent, and a lot of us have to explore that talent.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's most important, and you explore that.
It took me a while to get just comfortable with myself because I felt like for so long in my life, everybody tells me I look young, and at one point I hated it. I was like, please stop telling me this. I know you're stating the obvious, but now I'm looking at it I can make some money. Let me shut up.
100%. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that you can take advantage of nowadays YouTube, Spotify. You have the podcast on Apple, where a lot of people subscribe and listen to. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you get in your car, you know, you want to, I mean, some people like to blast music and get right into it, you know, start their day off. But then again, some people just want to hear your voice and hear your story and things that you can relate to. There's a couple podcasts that I've listened to before. And when you really in your car, or you just, you know, you're going to class or you're going to work, you got your AirPods in or your headphones in, and you're really sitting there trying to really relate. It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool nowadays. And I really do thank YouTube. I thank Instagram and social media for the role that it played in as far as us having a podcast out here.
Yes.
100%.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. Shout out to the engineer once again, man.
Yes. Shout out to you.
It's the goal. It's the goal. Yes, sir. So what's your goal for modeling? Obviously, you want to do things for Rihanna. Obviously, you said Beyonce is one of your role models.
Yes. I love her, That's my Virgo sister. So I love Beyonce. My goal, I just want to change things. 'Cause I feel like a lot of times, you know, in the fashion world, they want you to be so tall, have all these, look a certain way.
Right.
And I'm just trying to break these cycles, you
Right.
know, and I'm also trying to motivate anybody that's watching this or watching my page on Instagram. I just want to motivate somebody. Like
Right.
that's just my goal, is to motivate somebody to just follow their dream. Like, I want to model for big brands. I'm manifesting it.
And you have to. That's the most
So-
important, day in and day out, is obviously telling yourself not to give up, telling yourself that you are
Literally.
beautiful.
Literally.
And the most important thing is loving yourself.
Yes.
You know, you have to love yourself. You have to embrace who you are
No, yeah,
as an
literally.
individual, and you can't let nobody else dictate your future,
No,
dictate what you
literally.
can and can't do.
That's true. My first podcast, I went around with my friends just asking what is their goals right now.
Right.
And one of mine is just loving myself more, uplifting myself, and
Right.
seeing my worth that other people see in me. So
Right.
that's what I've been working on lately. So
And that's what's motivating, is having friends and having a circle with
yes.
people who truly care about you.
No, literally.
You know, your mental health, making sure that you're doing what you have to do. You know, you have to do it day in and day out. And that's what's most important, is just having a good support system.
No, yeah. Shout out to my friends, because they've been with me. They've been rocking for a while, and just my ups and my downs, they've been there.
Because I was just getting ready to
so
say the ups and downs. They
They be there.
knowing your brother called you a narcissist. Sorry, bro. You know, at least, you know, her friends don't think you're a narcissist.
No,
right?
yeah, I asked them too. They was like, no, he's just old. So like,
He's just
okay.
old.
But yeah, that's pretty much motivating myself.
And that's funny. So you said your major was journalism as well.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me a little bit about journalism with you and your plans on that. Your goal with that.
So my goal right now, I either want to be on the news, but some days,
news?
yeah, like I want to be like a news anchor.
Okay.
Some days I want to do that. My professor from William Patterson, Kirk Sieglin, he's actually one of the news anchors on News Channel 12. So I always ask him like a bunch of questions and stuff about what he does and stuff. But honestly, just watching the news, I feel like it may be too serious for me in a way. Like, I want to be like a Ellen or like a Wendy. Maybe not talk about everybody, but just like something along those lines.
Okay.
Like, or like the show The Real. Like, I kind of want to do something like this, but like
Right.
more like in a comfortable setting where like you're coming on my show, I'm getting to know you.
Yes.
So that's just, I feel like that's my goal. Like, I just want to talk to people.
Right.
So, because I've been in that room my whole life. So
And now you're not in that room, and now you're in a room where you can bring people in,
Yes,
and
but-
obviously,
No, yeah, and going to school for journalism, there was definitely a lot of backlash from like everybody. Like, oh, why don't you become a nurse? Why don't you go into the medical field? And it's like, no. But one thing though, my mom, she was basically like the only person at the time, besides my brother, to support my journalism career.
Okay.
So I feel like that motivated me a lot. I'm like, you know what? It's not all about the money, because I don't want to go to a job where I'm not happy working with every day.
you want like your talent and your gift to be used in the most proper way,
Exactly.
in the most productive way.
Like, I don't want to go to work hating my job. Like, but
Like, oh, I gotta go in today and talk
Yeah.
about this, talk about that. You want to go in there being able to feel comfortable,
Yes.
happy.
no, but journalism is cool. I learned how to be on and off the camera. So like in the control room or just on the floor inside. Like I've done it all. It was very stressful though. I remember one time I had to be the director. So it's a lot of things going on. Like you got to cue the music. You got to tell people when to throw in the graphics, switch the camera. Like that is just too overwhelming for me. I was like, no, I'll be the talent on the camera. Like I can't.
Right.
It's just so much going on. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like it's so much things, even like coming with a podcast. Like, you know, the people that's behind the scenes. Like it's so much work happening,
Right.
and people don't understand.
Like
so.
myself, like I ain't gonna lie, when I first started, I say, man,
Yeah.
listen, it is complicated to start a YouTube channel.
It is.
I mean, like you gotta know this and that, and you gotta know how to attract the subscribers, you know, the promotion and everything like that. So I mean, I prefer to be self-made, but I also prefer to have a team. You know,
Yeah.
obviously a team of support
Yeah.
who can help me obviously
No, literally.
get YouTube up and get myself out there as well, because
Yes.
I would love to do it by myself, but there's also nothing wrong with bringing the ones that supported me all the way
No,
along the
definitely.
way to get to where I need to get to.
Definitely. I feel like a team, like support system, it helps everything flow better.
Right.
One of my best friends, shout out to Carl, he did all my hair, every shoot, like whatever. So I feel like definitely he's part of my team. So if I blow up, I feel like he's coming with me. So
Right. Oh, man.
definitely have a team is good.
Speaking of the hair, oh my God, do you guys see that?
Purr.
Yes, very nice, very
We got
nice.
matching braids right now, so.
Oh, yeah, you know, got the box braids going.
We're twinning.
Yeah, got the the cornrows going. Yeah, we
You feel
definitely
me?
twinning.
But
Big shout out to you.
shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Okay. Now, life growing up for you obviously was pretty difficult,
Yes.
from my understanding.
Yeah, a little bit. It was.
Right.
It was had its ups and downs. Just.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned your mom a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your mom a lot, and how your mom was so strict with you, but also supported everything that you wanted to do as far as your career, journalism, and everything like that.
Yeah.
How was your mom's passion motivated you to become a better woman and also become a better
Yeah.
a better individual in life?
I feel like that definitely was a wake up call. Definitely. I feel like since her passing, that has shown me like, okay, life still moves on even when you're going through crappy-ish in your life. So
Right.
I feel like that motivated me in a way to grow up because I feel like for so long I was dependent on her. And I guess I try to say that God has a reason for everything. So I feel like her passing definitely just made me grow up in many ways. Like I have a younger sister, so it's a lot. I feel like me starting this podcast, I know she would have been proud of me. So I just
100%.
honestly, it's like I'm still doing the same things as if she was here. Like,
Right.
I'm still trying to work on me, get my crap together with my life. So I feel like her passing away definitely motivated me to become better and want more for myself. And I realized life is so short. Like, so
It really is, and a
You
lot
know?
of people don't understand that. Any given time, especially during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, obviously passed from
yes.
COVID, and that was a hard time for a lot of us.
No, literally.
Even just some of us who know somebody that
Yes.
lost somebody, and it's just
Yes.
like you kind of like wow, how this
Mm-hmm.
this sickness can
Yeah.
kind of like create that that energy and kind of like where I'm going with this is like
Yeah.
basically take somebody away from you.
No,
You
yeah,
know, and it's
I
like it
agree.
can just be just like that, a snap of a finger.
I agree, because this past December, so 2021 it was a rough year. Like I
Right.
lost my mom right March, and then this past December, my grandma passed away.
Was it due to COVID or?
Yes,
Right,
it's
right, right.
crazy. It's crazy. Like she was getting better, and then all of a sudden she wasn't. But it was crazy. I feel like my mom's passing, we kind of knew it was coming because she had cancer.
Right,
But
right.
my grandma was like, okay, she was in hospital, like she was sick. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Then it's like, all right, a couple of days she's not here. I feel like that I was ready to rip everybody in that hospital. Like,
Oh, you wanted smoke.
Yes. I'm like, what is going on? But granted, she had so many like underlying issues, like asthma. Like and then she caught pneumonia there too. I was like,
Right.
oh, it's a wrap. So I feel like losing two women in my life that was very hard for me to like deal with. I don't know. It's just very hard, but I know they're proud of me. So yeah.
And how have you been dealing with it lately? Even when you
Mm-hmm.
hit rock bottom, how do you how do you cope with that? Because when we talk about
Yes.
death, and we don't talk about it too much, but when
No,
we talk
yeah.
but when we talk about it, we have days where we kind of wish that this person was still here.
Right.
Now, obviously, you face times like that where you
Yeah.
wish your grandmother was still here, your mom was still here. What do
Yeah.
you do, and what would you tell the rest of your your subscribers, your audience, how to deal with times like that when you hit?
I feel like whenever anybody asks me this question, I always say the same thing, and my friend be like, "Oh, you sound like a grandma." But I literally, day by day, that's how I take my days. Like
Right.
just one day is a really good day, and I'm feeling good, like whatever.
Yeah.
But the next day, oh God, I be going through it in my room. So I feel like the best advice I can give to somebody who is suffering from losing someone else. Because again, I'm still like going through it. Like I don't know. Like
It's still fresh.
this is what my therapist told me. Each day I try to look for something that was good in that day,
Right.
to make it a good day, or I just try to like get out of bed. I like lately when I get up, I'm like, okay, I got this. I bless gospel, because that's what helps me. I'm like, all right, God, I'm still here. I don't know why everything is happening. I know like a lot of people probably are thinking, why is this happening to me? Or like,
Right.
but I realize he has a reason. I'm still trying to figure it out,
Right.
but he has a reason for everything. So the advice, get closer to God. I feel like that's
That's what's
has
important. That can
made
help you
me
get through a lot.
get through my days.
Right.
It's just becoming closer with God and just realizing that the people up in heaven still want me to prosper in life, you know? So I feel like that's what, I don't know. That's the
It's understandable because I myself,
yeah.
I myself got back into getting a religion again. I go back to church for
Yeah.
Easter when the church opens up, but I faced a lot of difficult times in my life.
Yeah.
Where I hit rock bottom, and it's definitely been tough for me. And sometimes I question myself or question God, like, yo, why is this happening? What's the reason behind this? Is this really the purpose for me living to go through this and to go through that? And then I think about it and I sit there and say, well, you know, if you look at what's going on around this world and what's going on, you know, across the seas. And shout out to everybody that's out there just working hard day in and day out, no matter what the struggles are. But you know, we all got to pray for, you know, Ukraine, and I don't want to talk too much about what, you know, politics and everything. And but you just have to give God thanks because things could be 10 times worse.
No, literally.
They could be 10 times worse.
That's what motivates me.
Right.
Just to, I don't know, like I feel like you said, a lot of people are going through way worse and that's what I be reminding myself. Like, okay, I'm still here, I have a roof on my head, I have my family, my support system, so I don't know, just day by day.
Right. That's good. That's what's up.
So life stuff is hard. Like, it's crazy.
It's definitely hard being an adult. I can tell you that right now, especially during these times. And COVID definitely.
I wanted to grow up so bad. And
now here you are, 24 years old, and look what you've accomplished.
I'm so hard on myself. I feel like I'm at the bottom. Like, but I need to like tell myself, girl, you just did Sephora. Shut up. Like, I be trying, but I just want more. I guess.
You're still on top. You're there.
I appreciate it.
You're climbing up. You're climbing up.
Oh God.
Right. So now, earlier you mentioned your first episode being on a podcast and everything like that. I don't know if we asked this, but I don't know, like to kind of backtrack. But what made you want to be a podcast host now? Like, how do you feel about being a podcast host, and how do you feel people who are in the podcast industry? I don't know if you really watch other people's podcasts and see what they talk about.
Yeah.
But what do you think having a podcast can do for you and for others out there?
So the reason why I wanted to start this podcast, one, I feel like to gain experience for my journalism career. And I'll watch a lot of podcasts. I like to watch Angela Yee. I watch her a lot. And I noticed like how like the conversations were so natural, like with her friends or like with her guests and stuff. And I was like, damn, like I really want to do this with people. And I feel like I was so shy when I was younger, like it was bad. And I feel like I wanted to start this podcast so people can see like I came out of my shell and I'm here and this is what I have to say. And I really started this podcast. Another reason is because I just wanted to motivate somebody. I wanted people to see like, okay, you know, she went through so much grief in her life and she's still here. And I feel like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to motivate people. Not my last episode, the one before my last episode, so 2 episodes ago with my friend, we were talking about a lot of like grief, mental health. So I really want to talk about those things because I feel like a lot of times people are ashamed to talk about mental health and just like what's going on in their life. And I feel like I'm going through so much. I just want to help people out there. Like I always talk about my therapist. Shout out to Esther. I always talk about
Shout out
her,
to Esther.
like,
Give me a round of applause for Esther.
She is amazing. She's the reason why I'm still here, like mentally here. So
100%.
I always shout out my therapist. I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like everyone should get one if you need one.
And earlier when you mentioned that, I was just getting ready to say that. There's never nothing wrong with seeing a therapist.
No.
If I had to be honest, I prefer talking to a stranger.
No.
And it's crazy how you can talk to a stranger.
Literally.
And when you talk to them, they give you like you feel like wow, like
yes, that's how I feel.
Compared to when you talk to somebody you know, but when you talk to somebody you don't know and you talk about what's going on in your life, they kind of shed some light. You know, they kind of give you their opinion. And me, there's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. I think mental health is important. Some people are just born with a problem that they can't control, but they try to get the help that they need to be a better person in society. And mental health is very important.
Yes.
And I think that you know, even if you think you don't need to see a therapist, but you're going through so much that's changing who you are, and a lot of people seeing a difference on you.
Yeah.
Seek the help that you need to become a better person, to become back to who you were,
Literally.
and become the person that people knew you as. You know, and me, I had a therapist for a long time, and then I stopped, and then I'm like, oh, well, you know, I need to go back and see a therapist again because sometimes some of the thoughts in my head, I just want to be able to speak about it. And sometimes I don't want to call that person that I know on my
Right.
phone. I want to
No,
call
literally.
somebody that I don't know, or go see somebody that I don't know, that can give me other ways to be able to handle
Yeah.
what's going on in my life and handle what's going on in my head.
I agree 100%. Therapy, it has helped me a lot.
So don't be afraid, guys, to go see a therapist. Don't be afraid to go out there and
Yeah.
seek the help that you need for yourself to become a better person. Can I get a round of applause for that?
Go to therapy, y'all.
Go to therapy, guys. It's important. It's important. It's important.
Yes.
It's important.
Yes. Love
Okay,
therapy.
okay. Now, you said you're a Virgo, right?
Yes, August 23rd, same day as Kobe, so I just consider myself a GOAT because the GOAT, but yes.
Wow. Virgo, and I'm a Cancer.
Oh my God, my best friend's a Cancer. Yes. Oh, we're gonna get along just fine.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
Cancers.
Yeah, Cancer. They say we emotional and sensitive.
Oh God, yes. Well, from my best friend, I feel like, I feel like y'all are very emotional, but y'all don't give a fuck at the same time. I feel like that's how y'all are. So how are you as a Cancer? If you don't mind me asking.
If I had to be honest, wow. Somebody just asked me this the other day. Well, not even asked me, but they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know, how are you as a, like, Cancers? They were saying how Cancers were. But I was going to ask you this too. That's crazy. I feel like the horoscopes and the Zodiac, you know, those, I feel like it's overrated but underrated. Because, to be honest with you, as you get older, you get more mature. You can be a Cancer, or you can be a Virgo, you can be a Libra, a Sagittarius.
Right.
And at some point, you end up, you know, kind of developing more maturity and growth.
Yeah.
Me as a Cancer, I have my days where I'm sensitive and emotional. I have my days where I try to thug it out.
Yeah.
I call myself an emotional gangster.
Okay.
You know
I feel
what
like
I'm
that's,
saying?
but I feel like that's being human though. Like, you know,
100%.
just adapting to life. Okay.
But we do have a heart. I could tell you
I
that.
do.
One thing about us, we're very loving and
Yeah, I
caring,
do.
and we kind of care too much. And I
Same.
think that's just anybody, but us
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cancers, we care a lot, and then we get the bad name for y'all emotional. I'm sorry, but
Yes, that's what I be telling my friend.
it's cool. It hurts, but it's cool. I can be sensitive. It's cool.
When's your birthday, by the way?
My birthday's June 27th.
Okay.
I'm a summer baby. I'm a June Cancer.
Summer babies.
Yeah,
I
you
love
know, if
it.
you're born in the summer, we lit.
Okay.
You know, we lit. We could celebrate out there.
Yeah.
You know, go to the beach.
I always wanted a in-school birthday, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. I just wanted to walk around balloons or something, you know?
And everybody's just like, happy birthday.
You know, like I just really wanted that when I
Cut
was
the cake,
younger.
right?
And that just didn't happen my whole life, but whatever. It's
So now she
cool.
said, you know, summer babies, but now she, you know, she's trying to change up. That's cool, you know.
But yes, I'm a Virgo. We love very hard. Too hard.
Sounds like a Cancer. Sounds like some Cancer similarities there.
We love very hard. I'm the type of person, like if I go somewhere to like an event, I like to like analyze the room, everybody in there, just to see like if I could vibe with somebody and if I can't. So I like to feel people out, and I feel like a lot of times people take that as like, oh, like I thought you didn't like me at first, and I'm like, oh no, I'm just trying to see like if we can vibe or not.
Right.
So I feel like I'm very, I don't know, I just like to analyze, observe.
Right.
I feel like we care a lot, and I feel like we're emotional as well, but you won't see that. Like, we will act like everything's fine.
Hold it in a lot.
Yes.
Hold it in a lot.
Yes, because I do that
Keep it
on a
confined.
daily. Like, but I think Virgos, we lit, you know?
Right.
Some of us, I feel like we're lit. So.
Right. Now you said that you like to feel the vibe out and feel how things are. Now you went to Willie P. University.
Yes.
And obviously your major was journalism and communications. What was your experience like on a campus, and did you feel like it was worth it?
I feel like, because originally freshman year, I went to Caldwell College, well, I think now it's a university. I went there, and I feel like they didn't have as much diversity as I wanted. Like, you know,
Right.
just everybody there was just, you know, one specific thing, and I really didn't vibe with that. So that's why I went to William Patterson, because I know, like, they'll call it, like, the HBCU New Jersey. I don't know, but I went there, and I feel like it was a good environment to be on campus and see, like, people that look like me, people that were different, you know, just a lot of, like, minorities just there. So I feel like that environment was very good there.
Okay.
I miss campus life. I wish I would have done more, but I was just very, like, get in, get out. Like, but I did, like, I wrote on our newspaper team and stuff like that, so I did that. But I just wish I had spent more of the college life on campus,
Right.
like just doing stuff.
So it gets
like,
being more involved a little bit more
Yeah,
than. But that's because now that you graduated, you look back at it and you're like,
Yes.
wow, I wish I'd done more.
No, literally, because I would go to class, be like, all right, yeah, I'm leaving, like whatever. Or some days I'll stay, but I just wish I would have done more on campus. That's like the one regret I have. But Willie P is good, very diverse. I love that. I love to see different people. So,
Right.
So yeah.
See, the one good thing about this is
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, obviously you want to do more for Willie P. But with these opportunities that you have now,
Yes.
you can possibly go back to Willie P.
Right.
And maybe be the spokesperson or maybe be somebody on the campus who can,
Yes.
you know, do interviews and obviously even basketball games, sporting events and stuff like that,
yeah.
really get involved
Yes.
and have that experiences there as well.
Yes. That's another goal. I really want to be, you know, I just want to interview LeBron. Like, that's what I want to do, interview LeBron.
Right.
Everybody, like, that's what I want to do. Like, that's my goal because I grew up with brothers and that's all we watched. So I feel
Right.
like I really want to do that. I'm trying to manifest this interview with LeBron before he retired, but I don't know.
Anything's possible, you know.
no.
You
If
put your
not,
mind to it.
I'll
You-
take Bronny if not, you know. But
You know, well, Bronny's still young, and Bronny
know.
Bronny got a couple years before he's in a.
He said he's going to wait, right, until Bronny gets there?
He's gonna wait till his
like,
son
okay.
gets there, and then he's gonna
All right.
retire wherever his son goes to, whatever
He's
team
gonna
he goes
go.
to.
Okay. All right, I'm going to manifest it.
Right.
I'm going to interview LeBron.
Right.
It's gonna happen, but yeah, that's how my college life went. It was
Right.
cool. I wish I could go back and just change things.
Yeah,
but
college life for me, I don't know. First year or two was pretty lit. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you.
You said you went to Rutgers.
I went to Rutgers Newark for a
Okay.
little bit. It was pretty
Okay.
cool. I was the vice president of the youth advocate board there for kids in foster care system.
Okay. Yes.
I myself was a foster care child my
Okay.
whole life till I was 18, or till I was 21. But yeah, it was a party school. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
because my
I
friend.
got distracted.
Yeah, my friend went there. She went to New Brunswick, so I went
No,
there.
New Brunswick, and
like
when you say
every-
like Rutgers Newark and Rutgers New Brunswick,
It's different?
It's different, but there's
Okay.
also some similarities because
Okay.
you can go down to Rutgers New Brunswick and kind of feel like you're still a part of that Rutgers,
okay.
Rutgers you. You feel like you're still
got
a
it.
part of the family. You're still kind of one.
Okay.
And when I used to go down to Rutgers in New Brunswick, I used to go to the sandwich spot, the truck. I forgot the name of it, but you know, if you eat a certain amount of sandwiches, you get a sandwich named after whatever you want to name it.
Did you did that?
Nah, I couldn't even get past the first sub sandwich. I mean, it was sandwich was a lot. I mean, I was skinny too.
Rutgers.
So.
Rutgers is a party school.
Yeah, it's
I loved
definitely a
it
party
there.
school.
I lived there.
Montclair State is a party school too.
Yes. I wanted to go to Montclair. I don't know why I didn't.
And what happened?
I just like it was too big. And maybe it wasn't, but I don't
Too much
know.
for you?
Yes.
That's a big campus.
There's
So I
so
ain't
much
gonna lie to
going
you.
on. Like,
It's a big campus.
Like Willie P is big, but it's not like super big to where you can't figure out where you're going.
Right.
Like, you know, but I don't know. I guess everything happens for a reason. So
Oh, you're a graduate of Willie P.
Woo, woo.
Pioneers. Woo woo.
shout out to Willie P.
Right.
Ah,
Right. So I have to ask this.
okay.
A friend of mine asked me earlier. She was like, "Oh, do you read books?" And I said, "Yeah, I read books."
Okay.
And you know, obviously, you're into journalism and everything like that.
Yes.
Are you into reading books?
Here and there. I feel like I listen to like an ebook, like I'll do
Right.
that. But as far as like reading, I do need to read a little bit more. I started to read Will Smith's book. I've been bought it, but I was like, you know what? Let me start reading about it. Then
Will Smith.
Oh God, the last podcast we talked about him.
Will Smith.
But yeah, I bought his book. Shout out to Will. But
Shout out to Will.
here and there, I'll read some books. My friends gave me like some recommendations, but I don't know. I like an ebook better.
You like
That's
an
just
ebook
that's
better?
just my preference.
Like I said before,
but-
like obviously listening to a podcast, but also having a book being read while you're
Yeah.
listening to it. You're kind of like manifesting everything and you're hearing it more.
No,
Because it
definitely.
is different from reading and then obviously hearing it in your ears and
Yeah,
manifesting that.
literally.
Right.
I feel like me hearing the book like being read to me, it's like, oh, okay, like I'm really into it. Like, you know, I can
Right.
follow where they're at, but I don't know. How about you? Do you like to read?
I've read a couple books.
Okay.
I went to Barnes and Nobles last year, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I was just looking up online. I said some motivational books, and
Oh, yes.
it was a couple books, and there was this one book that I read, and I think it said can't even remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I
No, you're good.
apologize.
You're good.
Okay. But I don't remember the name because I bought it and then I just put it on the shelf. I didn't really read it that much.
Okay.
But now that I look back at everything and growing up, I think it's sometimes important just to read a book here and there, or
Yeah.
even an ebook,
No, definitely.
just to kind of like get your mind right, clear. Self-help books.
Yeah.
Books that can help you kind of clear your mind out and, get you right and motivate you. And
Ooh, I need to get those books.
yeah, it's not wrong with self-help books because self-help books help you realize more about yourself
Yeah.
and find more inner strengths about you. You know, and that's why I asked, kind of books if you were into
No,
books.
yeah. I mean,
Because this interview is about you, so
right.
we do want to
Yes,
know
yes,
if you
yes.
read books or not.
Here and there, I have a journal. My friend just bought me a journal, and it has like a lot of like questions in there. So I
Right.
like a journal like that, where like they're asking me stuff. So it's like stuff from like what was my first memory or like my birthday party that I can remember.
Do you remember
like,
that?
No, not my first memory, but like
Nah, I
my
only-
first birthday party that I remember, I think it was at Garrett Mountain. I was on top of a horse or a pony, whatever, and that's all I remember. But yeah, I like to journal. I feel like it opens my mind up and it helps me just.
Ain't there, what's
talk
that
to
movie
it.
called? Freedom Writers? I think it's
Oh yes,
Freedom Writers.
Freedom Writers.
Freedom Writers. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
A couple times or just a few? Like one
No,
time?
I've seen a couple times. Yeah, I like Freedom Writers. Did you?
So I did, of course I did. I thought that was a great movie.
It is.
And like you said before,
Mm-hmm.
writing in journal, obviously, just writing what's on your mind,
Mm-hmm.
free writing. I used to write in a journal a lot growing up. I thought that was the best way to deal with what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
That the inner things that were kind of bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're growing up in foster care.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because you don't really know who to turn to. You don't really know who to look to ask for advice to because
Yeah.
you're around the strangers. You're you're going into different group homes and foster homes and
Right.
you're trying to find ways to trust somebody. But the next minute you know you're getting taken out of this home and going to another home
Yeah.
for whatever reason. But I always thought having a journal with me was pretty cool. I talk to my journal. My journal was my journal was my podcast, I guess you would
Good.
say. And then when you look back now to today, that journal helped me get through some tough times.
Yeah. No, having a journal I think is very important.
Even now, right?
Yeah.
Even now, having a journal is important. So that's pretty much, where I was at and today with journals. Now, I don't really write like that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But somebody did tell me, yo, I think you should get a journal and write about everything
Yeah.
you've been through.
You should.
Even
write a book. Write a
yeah.
book. Write a
Talking
book.
about that, writing a book. I came up with a title already, so.
Oh, can you tell us or not yet?
I could tell you, well, actually, my book's going to be called What I Went Through.
Ooh,
And then it'd
okay.
be like the 10,
Yes.
top 10 things of how to cope with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
No, yeah, that'll
But
be
it's
dope.
more for the kids, and I really wanted to write that book more for the kids in the system. And the day that I do write this book and everything, I started a little bit of something last year. But the day that I do finish this book, I'm definitely going to give majority of my proceedings to kids in the foster care because
Yeah.
they're the ones that have to go through what they go through, and it's
Right.
not their fault that they're alone or that they feel the way they feel.
Yeah.
And then as they get
course.
older, they kind of wonder who their parents are and stuff like that. But,
Of course. I think that's a dope idea. That's amazing, honestly.
Right, it's important. It's
That'll be
important.
good
Giving
for the
back.
children. Aw. Do you like how has that? See, this is the journalism thing. Now I want to know about you, but
Right, nah, it's cool.
I don't know. Just being a foster child, like how did that play a role mentally on you? Like, you know?
It definitely was tough because I will say this: when you grow up as a kid and you're in foster care, you get misdiagnosed. And when I say misdiagnosed, I mean you can be 3 or 4 years old and they'll say you have ADHD.
Okay.
And
it.
then it's kind of like they put this. Okay, well, this kid's 3 or 4 years old and he has ADHD.
Right.
How can you say that about a 3 or 4 year old?
Yeah.
Or 5-year-old? It's kind of like, how do you know that? You know what I'm saying? Even though they know they do these studies and everything like that, but mentally, you hear it. When I got older, I was hearing parents and I was hearing my diapers worker talk about how he has ADHD or he has this, and it's kind of like, wow, like this is what people think of me.
Yeah.
And then I finally looked it up one day and I was like, I'm ADHD, I guess, and it
Right.
kind of stuck with me as I got older. It's mentally
Yeah.
tough. Like I said before, nighttime it'd be difficult laying down at nighttime.
Yeah.
And then they try to give you this medication. I don't want to get too
No,
deep
you're
in
good.
it.
No, whatever
but
you feel comfortable with.
I will say this that today I don't know how the system is today, but back for
Yeah.
me growing up, they always try to deal with kids 4 or 5 years old and give them medication.
Yeah.
Here, take this medication and you'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Take this
Damn.
medication and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But when I was at the age of 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, I used to take this medication and feel drowsy.
Wow.
It'd be like 7, 8 o'clock. My mom had my foster mom had some Oreos on the table. It was some milk and here go my medication. And by the time I finish with my snack, I'm already feeling woozy.
Wow.
And I'm upstairs knocked out.
Yeah.
And it kind of like shifts your mood. It shifts who you
Yeah.
are. And I feel like a little bit of that did that to myself growing up. It made me a different person in a sense.
Thank you for opening up because, again, somebody may watch this and be like in the foster system.
Shout out to all the foster care kids out there.
And just making us aware, because I feel like a lot of times, like myself, I wasn't aware that, they do diagnose these young kids
at a young
nothing's
age.
wrong with them.
And then they give them meds, and then meds shift who they are. It shifts the brain. It shifts their personalities. Yeah. So now by the time they're 9 and 10, they're still taking these medications. And they're up in the dose or something like that. And it's just like, wow, this is how you treat kids, give them this medication and,
literally.
Take this is candy, but it's really just medication altering you and who you are.
Damn.
It definitely played a role. And then at some point in my life, I was like, man, I'm not, by the time I got like 16, 15, maybe younger, I was probably like 13. And when I finally got adopted and went to a foster home and met my beautiful adopted parents, Evelyn and Murray. Shout out to Shout out to my adopted parents, my brother. He was also adopted with me, Joseph.
Aww, shout out to them.
That's when I started to really more develop a character for who I was. And that's when I stopped kind of taking medication and everything like that, because I felt like I was taking it for so long as a kid, and I had no choice. If I didn't take it, it'd be consequences.
Damn.
So that was pretty tough for me. But I look back today and then I ask myself and I say, damn, all this happened to me, but look where I'm at today. Look where I'm at. I'm here with you. I'm here with the engineer.
Okay.
Here with your audience.
Yes. We appreciate you.
And like I said, I'm just grateful for my adopted parents. I'm grateful for everything. But I also will say this. There's one more thing on that. The system did save me, though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk like the system's so bad, because that's not what I'm trying to say.
Right. Okay.
Because the system did save a lot of kids. That's also one thing about foster care. There's a lot of kids that needed to be in foster care because their parents lacked that parenthood.
Yeah.
And if you see on the news and you see what's going on, a lot of them didn't have that role model in their life.
Yeah.
So I will say that the foster care system can change you. It can break you or it can make you. It all depends on how you're brought into it.
I get it. Damn.
But
shout out to you though. You here, you doing things, and we appreciate you. I'm glad you spoke about this. I don't 100%. Know. I don't know how comfortable you were talking about it, but thank you.
Nah, it's not wrong with that. It's all about being yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about being yourself.
Wow, yes. Write a book. Write a book, please. I'll buy it. I'll support.
Yeah, I'll definitely write a book. You write a book, too.
Oh, gosh. Where to begin?
Because, like you said before earlier, you were so confined, and you were with your thoughts alone. So you think about it, those times at nights when you was alone, and your mom said you couldn't go to that party with your friends, and it might have been just a regular party where it was just friends were gathering in the house, and it was just, you guys were just hanging out. We're going to say drinking juice, but... you guys are just hanging out trying to,
No, literally.
100%.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Everything happens for a reason. And here we are, podcasters,
Podcasters trying to, get our feet wet and obviously get out there and, explore and get the experience.
Definitely. I don't know. I'm just trying to elevate,
And you're elevating pretty well.
Appreciate it.
You're elevating pretty well. So I have to ask,
yes.
Tell me about 3 of the most influential people in your life right now that helped you get to who you are, but also impacted you. How they impacted you.
Okay. One definitely being, damn, it's like so many. I'm trying to see who I want to put as number 1. I feel like it's between like my mom and my grandma. So let's just say my grandma. R.I.P. to her. She played a huge role in my life. Then it's my mom, and then the last person. I'm gonna have to say my aunt. So my mom's sister. Honorable mention my brother after that, but I feel like women in my life.
Well, I don't know. I have to say it earlier.
So honorable mention my brother, but I feel like those 3 women in my life were definitely solid, and they influenced my life so much. My aunt, she is very religious, not fake religious like my mom, but she's very like God. And so I feel like I always needed that in my life. So I feel like I appreciate her for that and just guiding me into the right path.
Right.
My mom. that was like my ride or die. Like, she was there through thick and thin. She influenced me so much about just everything in my life. Like, she guided me throughout my life. And then my grandma, I feel like she did the same. She was a talker, okay? She went to school for political science, so she was just a talker. But I feel like so many stories that she has told me throughout my life, I feel like has taught me so many lessons. So I feel like those three women, and my brother, whatever, but those three women, they definitely were huge role models and impact on my life. So shout out to them. They did a good job.
Shout out to mom, auntie,
grandma,
her grandma, my brother.
But yes, those. Yeah, I don't know where I'll be without them. I really don't. So.
Right.
So, yeah.
We got a few more questions before we wrap it up, but
yes.
I definitely want to ask this overall because you had three powerful women in your life.
Yes.
Now, how do you feel about like today in 2022, women in the industry,
yes,
women in obviously in power? How do you feel about all of that today, like woman empowerment and the effect that women can also have in making changes in a better future, in a better tomorrow?
I feel like a lot of times people don't want to listen to what women are saying, or like, I don't know, anything in life. I feel like they always think like a man is right, and when we speak, I feel like they don't take us serious. Like,
they don't
even
hear
like
you.
Like even like with like jobs, I feel like a lot of times like I have to work 10 times harder for a job as opposed to like a man. So I feel like now in this day and age, and especially like seeing like so many powerful women on social media, I feel like that's what, I don't know, helps me and like motivates me, just seeing all of these women out here. I feel like it motivates me in a way where I want to become better and I want to be heard.
Right.
So I feel like, women empowerment, I'm here for it. Women are amazing. Last month was Women's International Month or whatever. I feel like women get looked upon so many times, or just, I don't know.
Who's to say that a woman can't do a man's job?
Okay. And I feel like a lot of times, like, people don't believe that. So, like, we are underpaid and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm trying to change these cycles. Like, I really am. Like, women, we have these gifts, and I wish people would see that we have these gifts. Even, I was watching the recent interview with The Breakfast Club, and Lotto was on there, and she said one of the guys on her album wanted her to sleep with him because for him to be a feature on the record or whatever. Right. So I feel like things like that, like, I wish we can change that in many ways.
A man's mentality as far as being able to...
They just see us as an object. And I feel like women have so much to offer. Like, I'm here. Like, this is what I have to offer. Right. This is what I can do. I can do a man's job. So, I don't know. I feel like women empowerment is very important.
It's crazy because I never, I myself, you're the first ever woman that I met and know that has a podcast
really?
in Patterson. Oh. I don't know nobody else.
Yes.
And I know a few guys in Patterson that have just out here that have a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm one of those few guys who has a lot of recognition for having a podcast. A lot of people be like, "Oh, Kwa,
right.
Who has a podcast?" But to see you, a young, black, beautiful queen,
thank you. I'm trying,
making a difference, and obviously, but to just make a difference in your community and out here, and to send a message to all the women out there. That is amazing what you're doing.
I'm trying.
That's amazing what you're doing. Before we wrap this up, obviously, I do want to ask you this.
What?
Okay. I'm going to ask, what is one piece of advice you'll give to someone, even the young women out there, even individuals, your crowd, your audience? What advice would you give them on joining the industry and also just moving forward in life? Like, just advice overall. Just let it out.
Don't care what people think about you. That's literally the line. You can't care about what someone else has to say about you. Because I feel like a lot of times that's what held me back. Fear and just like what people would think about me. But I feel like once you let go of that fear, you can accomplish anything. Like, I didn't think I was going to be a model, and now I'm on Sephora. Like, I didn't think I was going to do a podcast because I was honestly just overthinking like life. Like, okay, what if nobody watches? What if I don't motivate anybody? But then I feel like you just got to put it out there and just work for it. And I feel like, I don't know, just don't care what anybody thinks. Like I said, like, you have a vision, do it. And just focus on you. Everybody's going to always talk. So that's the advice I can honestly give to somebody in the industry. you have to really not care. You have to have thick skin for like modeling, like journalism, like, you know, even starting the podcast. I feel
Right.
like everybody is always going to say something. So just give them something to talk about, you know?
Right.
But that's definitely my advice. Just don't care what anybody thinks. Just if you have a plan and this is what you want to do and this is your dream, follow it. 'Cause that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying.
Following your dreams is most important.
So,
And I
okay.
definitely think what she said is amazing. I think that's
Yes.
very powerful. And I think at the end of the day, you just have to go hard day in, day out.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that you are who you are. You're going to be different. People are not going to like certain things that you do.
Nope.
People are not going to agree with certain things you do in life. We all make mistakes. We are not. We're nowhere near perfect.
No.
You know, we're nowhere perfect. And I think that people want us to be like them or want them to be a certain way or have this standard where you have to be like this. I don't got to be like nobody. I don't got to be like anybody else but who I am.
No, yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? And I think what you're doing here and what anybody else out there in the world is doing who's watching these videos,
Yes.
just stay focused and stay positive, man, and be yourself and protect your energy and your peace.
Yes.
And don't give up on yourself. And no matter what the color of your skin is, you are who you are, you know. And
Grind, yes.
stand on your feet and stand up and,
Yeah.
you know,
You worded that very good.
yeah, 100%. I appreciate being here. I appreciate being on
Thank you
your
so
show.
much. I appreciate you. Can you tell us your podcast name before we leave?
Well, I came up with a couple names. It used to be QUA, Questions and Understanding Answers.
Okay.
But I'm in the process of changing that to the IQ Show.
Okay.
The I as in IYE,
Okay.
QUE.
Yes.
And my main focus is focusing on what's important, seeing the world for what it is, and actually being able to open up your eyes. That's my new objective. I'll be working on that starting next week again. I'll be
Okay.
back in the studio heavy next week.
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna be happy to have you on there.
Yes,
it's
I'm
a little
excited.
bit. It's a little bit different than
No, you're
here.
good. You're good.
But you know,
Whatever you
it's
wanna
got
do.
little, you know, like kind of like all the cameras around, but it's pretty cool.
Okay. Whatever you want to do. And I thank you again for being my special host today.
On
I
a last
appreciate
minute.
it. On a last minute. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sandy. I appreciate you guys so much.
100%.
And I thank you for helping my audience get to know me on
Yes.
Living Like Lanie.
And I'm your host, your special guest host, Qua.
Yeah.
Your main host, executive producer, Lanie Lay.
Yes.
Know the vibes, Lanie Lay.
Yes.
Lay Lanie.
Yes.
And this is Living Like Lanie.
Bye, guys.
Peace. It's hard.
Yes.
It's fire.